Hey there, Leo. So, just a general overview on how it's going to go. We're going to be pulling up your guys' generals using the Kipper deck. We're going to be doing guys' love using the mystical medleys, your guys' career and finances using the right tarot deck, and then finally end off your guys' reading with the creativity oracle deck, alright? So, what is something that Leos generally need to know right now? Let's see. First of all, what I got is some of you guys that have any sort of anxiety over your guys' like health, like especially if you guys are wondering like if I'm gonna even like make it to like my 80s, my 90s, or things like that. Like especially if you guys have been noticing that you guys been having like a lot of severe, like a lot of health problems or severe health problems. Some of you guys might be wondering like whether you guys are gonna make it like to a certain age that you guys would like to live by. Just so you guys know, you guys will be able to make it to that certain age, all right? So I don't see it to be anything bad because when I checked, we got the mature man. So I am seeing you guys like basically, you guys are not going to be in an open casket very early on, all right? So don't worry about it. For those of you guys that have any sort of anxiety, I feel like that's just all paranoia, and I feel like it's just going to go away eventually, all right? So this is just a confirmation for those of you guys that have been wondering or been having some sort of anxiety in regarding to that. Hmm. This is very interesting. Let me clarify this for a moment. Some of you guys, okay, this stuff is getting way, way too specific. Like I said, this is not going to resonate for everybody. But for those of you guys that have been wanting to, like, for those of you guys that have been wanting to, like, travel, like, overseas to, or, like, live overseas, it doesn't have to be overseas, but because of the distant horizons is the reason why I'm saying that. But for some of you guys that wanted to, like, live overseas or live somewhere where you have to, like, travel, a certain distance by, I'm seeing you guys being able to do so. Like if you guys have been like having, I'm also getting it for those of you guys that have been having some sort of issues or like especially legal matters into doing so. So for those of you guys, if you guys feel like you guys aren't able to like move to a different house, change your residence or whatever, and you guys feel like you guys are imprisoned or stuck or like due to like some sort of legal matters or whatever, I'm seeing that being able to get resolved. Is kind of what I'm getting here. For some of you guys just need to go and choose like an area that's much more closer to you, and I feel like that would have been much more better. But for those of you guys in general, if you guys are looking to like find a residence like at a distant horizon or somewhere where it's farther than you usually go for, I feel like some of you guys might need to go and take it up to the court as well too, and I feel like that will be resolved on its own, if that makes any sense. I know that probably sounds a bit confusing, but hopefully you guys got what I mean, right? Okay. I don't like saying this. Some of you guys like I don't like saying this. This sounds way too negative. I don't like saying this, but I have to say it. For some of you guys, especially those of you guys that already like have some sort of relationship or something developed between you and another person, let's just say some of you guys might not realize this, but I would go check to make sure if you guys are like, if you, for those of you guys that are wanting to have kids, okay, this is very specific. I don't know what is going on with your guys' readings, but it's getting way too specific for even me to like comprehend. All right. So, like, for those of you guys that are like wanting to have children, like especially biological children, all right, hear me out. Some of you guys that are in a relationship that are wondering like why you guys are not able to get a child or whatever. Some of you guys need to go and take it up to, your medical doctor or whatever and try to get that checked out, because for some of you guys that are trying to get a child, I feel like there might be some sort of issues, or some of you guys need to go and talk to an expert on, or maybe some sort, get some sort of resources and other means to get a child if that is something that you guys are looking for. All right, the reason I'm saying that is because we have the lovers. All right, We have the expectation in reversed and the child in reverse. That's the reason why I'm saying that. So for some of you guys that were expecting to get a child and you guys are for some reason feel like you guys are not getting it, some of you guys, I would recommend you guys go and talk to like your guys' gynecologist or like whatever, right? Go talk to a doctor or some medical doctor or whatever. Talk to your guys' doctor, ask them what's going on, like, or if there's other ways you guys can get a child if you guys want to, all right? Let me see here. Okay, this is gonna sound weird as well too, but for those of you guys that are wondering why do you guys feel like your guys' financial life or why your guys' reputation is at a standstill, the reason why I'm getting for those of you guys that have been wondering why your guys' reputation is at a standstill is because there's a particular person in your guys' life. More specifically, I'm getting a feminine energy. Could be about your age or younger, but this person is somebody that is a constant thing in your guys' life, all right? And now, what I mean by constant thing is I'm getting it to be somebody that's been in your guys' mind as of recently, all right? Because it's not somebody that could be consistently in your life. It could be, but I'm not getting that to be primarily the case. I'm getting whoever this person is, all right? This is somebody that you guys tried to get your guys' thoughts out of. Like, I don't know if this is somebody that you guys had a potential interest or somebody you guys dealt with in the past, but I'm getting it to be somebody that you guys used to think of very heavily and has some sort of major influence in your guys' thoughts, all right? I'm getting the reason why you guys are not getting any sort of good reputation or why things are not flowing very easily into your life is because there is some sort of standstill and because of you guys holding on to a past person, all right? Is kind of what I'm getting here. Some of you guys need to release those thoughts, okay? Some of you guys need to let go of the past, all right? Because I feel like if you guys don't start letting go of the past, it's going to have an effect on your guys' work life and financial means. And I also feel like it's also hindering your guys' finances. As weird as this sounds, I don't know how exactly it is, but for those of you guys that need clarity, there we go, all right? Bingo, there's your answer, all right? Look at that despair. You guys are like overly obsessing over this past person or this person in your mind, and that is having a major influence in your guys' work life, your occupation, and including your guys' future wealth. All right. So I would suggest you guys let go of this past person or whoever this person is. All right. Going into your guys' love life. I want to try to get it straight to the point, or else we can go by this much more quickly. Okay. Going into your love life, let's see. I do see you guys being all down and about your guys' love life, but strangely enough, I feel like you guys have learned to love yourself, as weird as this sounds. I wouldn't be surprised if some of you guys would be happier being much more single or by yourself because of the past experiences. And just in general, you guys just kind of gave up on love because you guys haven't found the perfect one or the one that you would consider to be your perfect one in a love relationship. So I see you guys kind of giving up, at least as of right now, of the thought of love due to potentiality of your soulmate, right? But I see you guys mostly focusing on yourself. Like I see you guys learning to love yourself, learning to nurture yourself as a replacement, which is really good. Honestly, I don't see anything wrong with it, but it's just letting me know that that's basically what your guys' energy is. Especially if you guys have recently got off of a breakup or whatever, I see you guys mostly like loving and nurturing yourself, and you guys are gonna be like I see you guys going about and like treating yourself. Like I see you guys potentially like going out shopping, um, working out more and things like that, doing your guys' hair. Some of you guys might even get into cosmetology. You guys like dressing very nice and things like that. Basically, I see you guys like having a major glow up after the whole entire situation. Is kind of what I'm getting here. For those of you guys that have a particular person, yeah, you guys made of like you guys might have recently got out of a breakup or like recently loved somebody. There was some sort of potentiality, but it because they weren't the ideal type that you guys wanted, you guys decided to like leave it. Some of you guys had like uh, for some of you guys this is gonna sound weird, but because I'm looking at the moon and the sun and I'm seeing how like there's a bit of a disagreement or them not being able to like collaborate or get on the same page. Some of you guys might have had some sort of disagreements or like you guys weren't on the same page a lot of the times. Like you guys had different opinions on certain things, or some of you guys might have had like some sort of conflicts over minor things. Is kind of what I'm getting here. Like you guys are completely opposite, or like your guys' opinions or your guys' like perspectives just didn't match. What are they not seeing? Let's see. Some of you guys did a good thing by leaving this person, is what I'm getting here. Because clarifying the Eight of Swords, we have the Six of Swords, which is saying that you guys did a good thing by leaving this person. Because the more you guys were holding up, right when I said it, 11-11, so confirmation right there, okay? On the timer, I saw it was 11-11. I'm saying that it's good thing that you guys let this person, because if you guys were to stay in this connection or be with this or like give energy to this connection, you would have like slowed down your guys' like accomplishments, like especially your guys' goals, your life accomplishments, and like the good things that are coming into your life. Your life would be going like in a very like your life would be in a standstill, and you wouldn't see like the good things that are coming, because like this person, right, or like this bug, right, in this case, is because this bug is not taking off its blindfold, is the reason why I cannot see its accomplishments on in the castle, right? Is kind of what I'm getting here. So it's like you guys wouldn't be able to see like some of the major things that you guys could have accomplished, or some of like the amazing things that you guys would have achieved and things like that if you guys were to be in this person. It's like being with this person would have like held back your guys's like your success, right? Like you wouldn't be successful, like very much successful, or like be where you're at right now if you guys were still with that person, if that makes any sense. Let's go on for those of you guys that are single. I didn't feel like I need to clarify it. I felt like it was pretty straight to the point, to be honest. Some of you guys, what's really strange is that even though you guys kind of given up the hope on possibly finding that one potential partner to like spend the rest of your life with, why do I see you guys still having this kind of like sense of hope that maybe like the universe would change your mind, or like maybe there would be things that would have turned out to be a little bit different? What's really weird is that I don't usually get is for this reading, but you know, like how this guy in this cloak, how he's like keenly observing this world. It's like he's observing it and looking at the dimensions carefully, right? What I feel like it's trying to tell me to you guys is maybe you guys weren't looking in the right direction. Maybe you guys weren't looking in the right way. For example, for some of you guys, maybe some of you guys were looking too much into the area of like the people that where you guys live. Some of you guys need to broaden your horizons a little bit. Maybe even consider going into like a long-term relationship, or maybe traveling a little bit. Consider something different. But it's really the primary words that I'm getting is different perspective. So some of you guys need to look at a different perspective, or see things from a different perspective when it comes to love. And I feel like once you guys do that, you will guys come to the realization that love is everywhere, and that you guys can easily find it if you look at it from a different perspective. That this doesn't have to be in regarding to relationships. Whenever we talk about love, when specifically whenever I talk about love, I know whenever I talk about love, it's more from a relationship standpoint, but from your guys' standpoint, it's like more of self-love, if that makes any sense. It's like you guys need to realize that in order to fill that void, right? Feel that emptiness inside of you. The reason you guys feel empty is because you guys are not looking for love that is elsewhere, which is basically within yourself. You guys had it within yourself, but you guys just needed to see it from a different perspective, all right? You guys needed to go and put yourself out there so that you can find that love within yourself and to love and nurture yourself, all right? Some of you guys, it doesn't even have to be solely based on you. In the Queen of Cups, she has so many people, so many beings, right? And creatures that are out there supporting her and loving her and giving her that cup of love. So it's also a symbolism of not only just you giving that love, but also you guys receiving that love for yourself. I know I'm going way too spiritual and philosophical here, but I've got to tell you what I'm getting. And that's basically what I was getting. All right. So you can't tell me that. All right. Um, but yeah. So basically, it's talking about that even though things might not be going well in your guys' love life, and I don't believe that it's impossible for us to find love. I believe we can find it everywhere, all right? But we just have to look at it, right? We have to go find it and look for it and look at things from a different perspective, all right? And that's basically what it's talking about with the lovers in reverse, right? So maybe you guys were finding love, but maybe in the wrong direction and not finding it where you should have been finding it. All right. So maybe, and also I want to say as well too that maybe love isn't exactly the way how you guys would expect it to be. Sometimes love comes in all different forms, shapes, sizes. Like, don't get the wrong twisted idea. Okay, obviously, if it's illegal, but don't do that. All right, but you guys get what I'm saying, right? Like, for example, like I find love with my cat, right? Because I really love my cat. I receive and I give love to my cat. And that's what makes me feel wholehearted, all right? That's what makes me feel loved. That's what makes me feel physically less depressed, all right? Let's just put it that way, all right? So that's kind of like an example, all right? Not a good example, but it's an example, right? I don't know what else to use, all right? Going into your guys' career and finances. Let's see here. Lack of creativity, false starts is what I'm getting here. Hmm. I want to clarify this. What I want to tell you, Leos, don't let pride get in the way of your guys' work. And what I mean by that is, I usually don't say this, and technically it wouldn't make sense with the King of Wands, but literally that's the message that came up when I pulled that card. All right. Sometimes I get the literal message, and sometimes I get the message when it comes into my head when I pull a card. So for those of you guys that are like, oh, that's not the proper way to do tarot. Okay, well, yeah, I use my intuition as well too. All right, and shuffling the cards and pulling out cards also help as well too. Okay, but so for those of you guys that are like, I want to say, don't let pride get in the way of your guys' work in general. I don't care where you guys are working at, whether you guys are self-employed or you guys are working for a company, it doesn't matter. Don't let pride get in the way of your guys' work. Some of you guys, I have this sense that some of you guys might be overly confident, thinking that, oh, I don't have to study, or I don't have to take those classes, or I don't need to take some time to learn that extra stuff because, I already know that I'm going to succeed. Because I feel like that when you do that, I feel like you might be shooting yourself in the foot, if that makes any sense, right? And it might come back to bite you. Now, I'm not saying that, you shouldn't, like, you shouldn't just, like, let your ego out or whatever, right? It's okay to be ambitious over your guys' accomplishments and things like that. But the point that I'm trying to make here is that don't let your ego be the primary source for your guys's, for you to like put in your guys' effort and hard work. For example, like some of you guys might have days where it's like, oh, I don't want to do this because I don't feel like I have accomplished anything. I don't feel very good about myself. Sometimes you guys have to put in the mental or physical work, right? And sometimes you're just not going to get achievements right away. And that's a reason why a lot of hundreds of businesses get closed down, because they start things as easily and then after that they lose things as easily, right? So it's asking you guys to, like, it doesn't matter whether you guys have a job or not, or self-employed or not. Make sure that you guys are still putting in the effort, and it it's okay if you guys don't see immediate success, all right? But what really matters is that if you guys enjoy what you guys are doing, if it's something that you guys are willing to put in the effort and stay long term with, that's what matters, all right? So you have to also be realistic about the things that you're passionate about, right? And there will be times where, there will be times where some days you're not going to enjoy it, or some days are worse than others. But what really matters is that you like it to the point where you're able to spend your whole entire life doing it, right? Is this something that you guys truly enjoy to the point where you guys will basically do it for the rest of your life, right? Is kind of what I'm getting here. So basically, like I said, don't let ego get in the way of, all of your guys' work ethic and things like that, because honestly, nobody wants to see a pompous freak, right? And also make sure that you guys are saving. Don't overly spend as well too. Um, I would say be careful of risks, but at the same time, I feel like you guys will be fine anyways. But still, just a precaution, be careful of, risky business or like gambling or whatever. Just wanted to put it out there just in case. All right. So don't let your overconfidence or ego get in the way of things. All right. Be realistic about everything that you guys are doing. For those of you guys that have a specific job, I mean, why to say specific? For those of you guys that are in a job, all right. Okay, I see this to be going pretty good. This is very good. Look at that. 10 of Pentacles, 9 of Pentacles, and the World. Guys, I don't know if you guys know this. I don't know how, but somehow you guys are going to be making some sort of, you guys are going to be leaving some sort of legacy at some point. I mean, I'm talking about financial success. I wouldn't be surprised if you guys ended up becoming millionaires or billionaires. I know that's over exaggerating, but I mean, we're talking about financial independence here. 10 of Pentacles and the Wheel of Fortune, which is like almost everything you could really ever wish for, right? So I would see money to never ever have to be a problem for you guys. You guys being financially dependent, any sort of loans or whatever that you guys have to repay, that wouldn't be a problem. You guys getting your guys' own house, having your own family. I'm also seeing generational wealth. I mean, I'm talking about all of that kind of stuff. It's really crazy. I even see you guys have enough money to be able to go to travel to different places, like even exotic places you never been in. Um, is kind of what I'm getting here. For some reason, I'm not only getting to exotic places, but you guys being able to like buy. This is really strange. I usually don't get these kind of messages, but you guys being able to buy or afford like luxury or exotic things as well too, like especially from your guys' trips. I see you guys being able to do that, or like have some sort of exotic or like luxurious type of clothing as well too. Something about materialistic possessions, like you guys being able to get or afford those things with the type of job that you guys are at right now, is kind of what I'm getting here. So that is pretty good, and I don't see it to be stopping from there. I see you guys like accomplishing more goals and more achievements in your guys' future as well too. So it can only get better from there, right? Shoot. Sorry about that, laundry. All right. Okay, got it. All right. So going to, for those of you guys that are self-employed now. Oh, just when I said that, just when things get started, they end up leaving. A lot of you self-employed are not gonna like what I'm saying, but then again, none of the things that I say is ever really that good. To be honest, it's very rarely that I get anything good, but I got to tell you the way it is, right? So I see, for those of you guys that are self-employed, I wouldn't be surprised if you guys leave your guys' business and job. I mean, I know it sounds pretty bad, okay? But if you guys think about it, it's not really bad, because I mean, how many billionaires and millionaires that had unsuccessful first businesses, right? I mean, Rowan Atkinson, the first books that she ever made, they never even got published, barely got published, because, a lot of the publishers didn't really like her books. And then until she made Harry Potter, that's when her whole entire like legacy blew up, right? That's when she really became known. So it's like, Sometimes, but the thing is, what matters is the experience in the journey, right? I feel like that even though, yes, things might have not started out very well, or you guys weren't really happy with the results and the things like that with your guys' self-employment and business. What's really interesting is that you guys have learned from the experiences, right? You guys have learned from what the skills are and things like that. Because of that, you guys are able to combine your guys' skills together to manifest something even way better in the future. And I'm talking about, like, I wouldn't be surprised if everything that you guys learned from, you guys started creating your guys' own business or creating your own community. I literally see you guys like starting your own community and things like that because of the things that you guys have learned from your guys' business or from your guys' past jobs. So I see you guys making an impact in the world, and I see financial success going in from there. So that is amazing. Look at that 10 of cups. Financial and emotional success, because not only are you going to be financially good, but you're also going to be helping the world, if that makes any sense. Like, for example, some of you guys, okay, maybe the business you guys started off was pretty decent, all right? There was nothing that very bad. But maybe the one thing that was missing is the community, right? Maybe you guys wanted to impact the world more. Maybe you guys wanted to impact the community or humanity, and you guys wanted to do something for the world, right? So I see you guys basically possibly expanding more and trying out something a little bit out of your guys' comfort zone. And not only are you guys getting money, but you guys are helping the world. I mean, how crazy is that? Like, literally everybody is cheering on for you guys. Like, everybody is happy. Everyone is like sharing and giving and expressing love. It's just amazing. And you guys are getting the fruits of your labor, and everyone is happy, right? Honestly, it couldn't get any better, right? So basically, it's rough and rocky from the start, but because of your guys' skills that you guys have learned and the experiences, you guys have created into something much better. Probably even better than a like a business that you guys had. All right. So let's go on to, like, in general financials, things that you guys should know. Let me see. This is very strange. Okay, this is very specific. For those of you guys that are in a relationship, I'm getting specifically those of you guys that are in a relationship. I usually don't like to pull out these Jerry Springer, like, scandalous stuff, but I gotta tell you what I got. So I'm getting, especially those of you guys that are in a relationship. I'm not here to break up relationships. If you guys know your guys' relationship is perfect and there's nothing wrong, don't take it. But if you guys know that there was something very suspicious about your relationship, then here we go. Okay, so for those of you guys, be careful of who you guys let financially lend your money, give your guys' money, share your money, especially those of you guys that have a spouse or are in some sort of situationship or relationship, love type thing. I don't know. Everyone has different labels nowadays, right? I feel like it's asking you guys to be careful who you guys invest your guys' money into, because you guys could potentially lose out your money. And I'm talking about, like, for example, if you guys end up breaking up, this person would probably like squeeze all of that money out of your bank account. So I would say be careful when it comes to investing your money. Make sure you guys have your own separate savings account for yourself, for primarily yourself, and not, so it's okay if you guys have a conjoined account, right? But make sure that I want to say you guys also have your own separate individual savings account. So that way, that if something like a breakup, a divorce happens, your ex isn't squeezing out all of the money from your bank account, all right? Is what I want to say. It's kind of what I'm getting here. All right. Okay, now we're gonna end off your guys' reading with the oracle cards. All right. So let's see here. Hey, Jackie. I think that's how you spell your. I think that's how you say your name. Hopefully, I said it right. Okay, going on to your guys' oracles. Let's see. Point Jackie. Okay, thank you for letting me know. That would be pretty awkward if I was saying it wrong the entire time. See, pop-ups. Oh, hey New Zealand, that's amazing. I did not know that people from New Zealand would watch me. That's crazy. I'm actually really happy to hear that. So we got precision here. So it says the desire to do things precisely is useful as long as it does not devolve into rigidity. All right. So basically talking about make sure that it's okay to be basically OCD about stuff, but make sure that when for example, it's like if you guys are going to take a leap, right? Make sure you guys are going all the way when you take the leap, because if there's a little bit of hesitancy when you guys take a leap, right, you guys could f up or mess up right along the way. So it's always talking about like, especially that talk that we had about business. If you're going to start making a business, make sure that you guys double check and know that that is something that you guys want to do and that you guys are willing to take risks and go all the way, because otherwise it might end up becoming a failure. And trust me, every starting business usually ends up becoming a failure due to that. We also got fear. It says if you want to be free of fears and phobias, then you have to understand why they exist and make peace with them. So basically, it's like kind of like the boogeyman is under the, bed, right? Or in your closet kind of thing. So it's like, those type of sayings in horror movies where it's like, sometimes it's psychological kind of things where it's like, oh, if you see like a monster or something like that, it's all basically in your head and you have to learn to conquer your own fears, right? So like the more that you understand your fear, kind of like the more you understand your health issue, then the more you're able to fix it, right? It's kind of the same thing here. So for those of you guys that have some sort of fear in whatever it is, like maybe starting a new business, starting a new class, getting into a new relationship, right? Figure out what is holding you back, what exactly that fear is, and figure it out if that's just in your head or if that is something that is legit, right? And even if it is legit, you can kind of brainwash your mind to change that, if that makes any sense. Oh, hey Luis, I did not know you was watching my videos, man. That's crazy. It's great to see you, man. I haven't heard you in a while. And then we got a contest. So it says here, be yourself fully, and you are without compare a true winner of the only contest that matters. All right. So you guys are amazing and unique just the way you are, and nobody can compete with you because that's how amazing you guys are. All right. So whatever contest there is no contest. You win automatically, basically, is what it's saying. All right. So we're going to 69. That's funny. Okay, enough with the dirty jokes. Okay, all right, for real, for real, for real this time. Okay, 69. On to the precision. So we're gonna go more into what it says here. So with the precision here, it says precision card is an indication that problems related to the matter in question are the result of either too much or too little focus on precision. Our desire for precision can help us identify and clarify our intentions, thereby making them simpler to comprehend and easier for us to attain. You cannot make things the way you want them to be without knowing precisely how you want them to be. In the creative process, having that kind of precise for precision does not devolve into rigid, picky attitude that stifles creativity. Precision can be invaluable in predicting and dealing with course corrections. When the inevitable unforeseen circumstances arise in response to your actualization of your original plan, precision is the clearest indication of mastery. All right? And then going on to number one, okay? By the way, these numbers, I'm not saying them for no reason, all right? So make sure you guys keep in mind of the numbers. The numbers might have some sort of significance if you guys are into numerology, that is, all right? Some of you guys are not, which is fine. But so going on to the number one, which is fear, it says here the fear card is an indication that your fears will paralyze your ability to actualize your creativity if you do not face them with calm awareness and the knowledge that our fears exist to keep us safe. Selecting this card can also be a reminder that the fear of success is as controlling as fear of failure. Both want you to stay safely where you are. To deal with your fears, you must first be able to recognize the difference between when your fears are trying to protect you and when you are operating unconsciously on fear autopilot. Allowing yourself to be scared away from your desired course of action by habits and compulsions you created as coping mechanisms to deal with your past traumas. Once recognized, you can face your fear dragon and actually ask it what is it trying to keep you safe from and why you do the things you do when fear takes over. Pretty much some like I said it much more in the summarized form, but basically almost the same thing, right? 74. Okay, last one for you guys. By the way, Luis, I don't know if you have watched the Aries reading because I just did that not too long ago. So if you haven't watched it, I would recommend you watch it because it is your sign. Contest. Okay, 74. The contest card is an indication that problems related to the matter in question are the result of you or someone involved, or possibly both of you. Not understanding the true meaning of competition, competition helps us improve and excel. Selecting the contest card can be a reminder that the only race we are in is the human race. When we strive to learn and grow and do our best, then we win the only contest that matters. It is a waste of time and energy to compare oneself and one's work to that of someone else. We are each our own path. That selection of the contest card can indicate that if there are any other contests or grants or other competitions you can enter, then you should do so. Finally, if you ask about the appropriateness of venting your displeasure regarding something contested. Awesome. So, yeah, basically, you guys are unique and you guys are amazing just the way you are. And don't compare yourself to other people, all right? Because that is a terrible, toxic habit. And you know where that all gets you, right? We see that a lot nowadays with social media. So, you already get what I'm coming from, all right? So that's what I have for you, Leos. Hopefully, you guys liked it and you guys found it to be helpful. And I will see you guys in the next video. And also, Luis, I will message you on Insta, all right?